Good morning and welcome to U.S. History with Mr. Priestley. I want to introduce myself. I am Mr. Priestley. I'll be teaching the course for the fall semester of 2020. I just want to take a few minutes to go through some of the different aspects and particulars about the course and how the course is going to look for that of this fall semester of 2020. So right off the top, a couple of pieces of contact information for me. Also, my office, aka room, will be N101. It's one of the first rooms when you enter the building on the Julia Street entrance. You will have my phone number here, which is available. It will go directly to a voicemail message. And then you also have my email, which is probably the best way to communicate with me throughout the day. And I also check it at least once at night. So if you need to get in touch with me, probably the easiest and the quickest way to get in touch with me would always be through email. And then also, if you are a student, I would advise you to use the email as well, as opposed to some of the different features that would be through that of Google Classroom. So want to take a little bit of time here to talk about what some of the things that you will need to be successful in the class, but then also some of the particular things like textbook, referencing to Google Classroom, and then also our ABC Clio American History homepage, which will basically be our textbook. So I advise all students to get themselves a notebook that they can use for lecture notes and then also for in-class assessments. So throughout the Google Meets that we will have throughout the semester, you should always be able to go to those Google Meets, have yourself a spiral notebook that you can use, and then you can also use that reference for in-class assessments if you want to take a picture of something and submit it if you prefer to handwrite your assessments or your notes. As of right now, I don't have a problem if students use their Chromebook to take notes while they are going through their Google Meet lessons. That is up to the discretion of the student, but I do encourage a student notebook to be able to use throughout the course and throughout the fall semester of 2020. We will have a class set of textbooks, which is the textbook The Americans. You can also find electronic versions of this textbook pretty commonly online if you do a Google search. But the more specific resource that we use in lieu of that textbook would be that of the ABC Clio American History database that you can get through the Lamont High School website and our Citgo Innovation Academy. The username and the password are right here. Those are the username and passwords that you will use to enter this database. And when you get to the database, it will look very much like this. So I will usually provide links for students when we are using it, but this is also a great database for students to be able to use when they are working from home on assessments or they are preparing themselves for summative writing assessments that we will do for each unit. Final exam grade on what would be a student research project. We refer to this as the 20 time project based upon an influence of Google. And this is the idea that 20% of your class time outside of school and inside of school will be based upon kind of deep diving into one subject, one topic that you want to historically research. We'll talk much more about that when we introduce that project at the beginning of the school year. There will also be 30% of your grade based on summative exams. Summative exams will be given roughly every 6 weeks. You will cover a couple of different sections per unit, and you will have some sort of a multiple choice check, but primarily your summative exam is going to be based on a document-based question of writing. So for every unit that you have 3 this semester, you will do a writing component as the summative for that. And that summative score will make up to 30% of your grade. As for late assignments, we will always collect late assignments in our department up until that final summative exam or that summative assessment is done. So if you are in one unit and you maybe missed an assessment or a daily activity, you can always turn that in up till the last day of the unit. Once that unit is passed, we will not be accepting any more late unit or late assignments. you will get a deduction of 20% for a late assignment. So it's important that you get that assignment turned in, even if it's late, because you can still get up to a B on said assignment. If you have any other questions about the grading policy or grades, always feel free to email me and check in for a little bit more analysis time to have as a reference. But it's important to be able to go over some of the expectations and some of the different particular things that we're going to be looking at for the course. And just to get a little bit of an acknowledgement of some of the different films and video clips that we'll be using in the course. There will be a lot of supplementary and enrichment videos and excerpts that we will use. We will also use a few feature films over the course of the year to really get an insight into the historical perspective of particular events. So in this list, I include all the videos, all of the films, all of the film excerpts, in addition to various PBS and crash course film clips that will be available on YouTube. But I just wanted to give a heads up. So if any parents want to preview the films, or if any parents want to kind of go along with students from home on a day-to-day basis, they can kind of see what we're doing. Your first assignment would be to sign this and then submit it to me on Classroom. So with that, I'm going to step away now and let everybody take a moment to go over the syllabus. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at any time. I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm looking forward to having a great semester. Thank you very much, and have a good day.